I think developers out there must be thinking, you know what the Wii really needs? It needs a fireplace simulator. Not one, not two, but 3 companies now have come out with a fireplace simulator for the Wii system. The other 2 titles were put out for the WiiWare. They're Fireplacing and Cozy Fire. And they were both pretty worthless. In fact, the whole concept behind this game came from when one of the developers were looking at those TV shows that show during the holidays of a video loop of a fireplace that you could put in the background on your TV. One of those cheesy things. And they said to themselves, hey, that's a good idea for a video game. We could put out one of those. I don't know if they knew that there's already been 2 of them out for the Wii already. They kind of came up with the concept of, we have this really boring concept. Why don't we find a way of actually making it really good? Now, I can tell you straight out that this one is both the best and worst fireplace simulator I've ever played. It's the worst because you can't keep anything lit for more than 20 seconds. It would be so annoying to use as a backdrop at a party because you would be constantly throwing things on the fire just to keep it going. However, it's really more of a fireplace simulation if you're a pyro, because the game actually encourages you to burn everyday objects to get coins. Alright, to be fair, it's not actually a fireplace simulator. You're just kind of burning things in a fireplace, so it's not really a fireplace simulator. You can't really lump this game with Cozy Fire or fireplacing. It's really more of a simple puzzle game with the backdrop of a fireplace. The whole concept of the game is that you're to burn objects in the fireplace because there's nothing else to do. I mean, you could watch the TV, I guess, but yeah, let's burn it instead. It really is that simple. There's a massive snowstorm and you and a mysterious girl both have these special fireplaces, so you decide to burn everything you have. You just keep doing that one object after another. You can burn the same object as many times as you want, as long as you have the money to buy a new one. Now the story is played out through cards that you get in the mail, which of course you burn afterwards, but that's just the name of the game. The story might be simple to follow, but it is enjoyable to try and get to the very end. And yes, there is an ending to this game, and it's way different than anything you might even imagine. Now all this stuff kind of lights on fire fairly easily. Even like bricks that you could throw in. What do? Douse these things in lighter fluid? These things shouldn't light up this easily. Now there is a wait time for the postman to deliver it to you, and boy, I feel sorry for that guy. Delivering some items to a person in a snowstorm just so that crazy fire starter can light it up. That is one dedicated UPS man. Now the wait time seemed a bit strange. They could range from a few seconds to a few minutes. You could speed up the time by using a stamp that would sometimes show up when you burn things. But I didn't get the wait time. It must have been put there just to extend the gameplay. And that kind of sucks. Now to progress in the story, you're going to have to keep burning things until you burn everything in your catalog that you have. To unlock more catalogs so you can buy more things, you're going to have to combine things that you burn in a correct way. Or should I say in the combinations the game wants you to burn them in. They'll show you how many combos that you need to unlock the next catalog. And when you do that, you'll have a bunch of new things that you can burn and combine together. Now the game can be played completely off screen on the gamepad. And honestly, that's exactly what I did. There was no reason to look up at the TV. In fact, it was way easier to play the game that way. Why bother looking up at all when all the action can be played using the touchscreen? If you want though, you can play this using the Wiimote. But I see no reason to do this. Now Little Inferno was a nice looking object burning simulator. It had some nice fire effects and the ending was different, to say the least. But there really is only 3 to 4 hours worth of gameplay. After you beat the game, you can go back and burn anything you want, but honestly, after a while, it got really old. Now, I don't want you guys to get the idea that I didn't like the game, because I really did. I thought it had a charming feel to it, and I found it amusing to advance through the game to get new objects to burn. See, this is one of those unfair ones, because I could either do a buy or a skip, and this one feels more like a rent, but you can't rent it. Now, originally I was probably going to say skip, only because of the price and the limited gameplay. The little reviewer and I talked about the game afterwards, and he says the game is more about the experience than it is the actual game itself. And he thinks it's absolutely worth the $10 that I paid for it. And I see the look on his face when he plays it. I mean, sure, he doesn't play it anymore because it's gotten old, but when he played it at the time, he was mesmerized and he enjoyed the story very much. So I'm going to step out of my cheapskate shoes right now, because that's pretty much what I was doing, looking at it from a money angle, when I should have looked at it as more of an experience you go through in the game. So looking at it from that angle, I do think it's actually worth the money.